Really?
Yeah, I like that. I love
Like
the lighting.
any,
I think if you add anything, it's just going to be oversaturated right now.
are you guys okay with the way both of you are seated so close together? Because the shot is wide, man. You guys are too close, man.
So welcome back to the channel, my friends. This is another episode whereby I'm covering the stories of African American brothers who are relocating here in Kenya. And today I'm joined by another special guest with me here. He's from the States, and I have checked a little bit of his background. He's a human behavior analyst.
Yep.
I don't know more about that, but I know that concerns more about how people think, how they react,
Yes.
from behavior, psychology, and something of the sort. So he's going to introduce himself and tell us where he is from and why he decided to settle here in Kenya. So take the stage. Welcome.
What's up? I'm Jay the BCB. So I'm a board certified behavior analyst. Essentially what I do, I have a PhD in psychology. Essentially what I do is I help children with autism gain independence. That also encompasses adults, but primarily my focus is on children. So that's what I do. I have a clinic in Houston, and when I set up that clinic, the goal was for me to try to get kids that were 2 to 4 to 5. By the time they get to 5 to 6, the children with autism, get them to where they can go to a public school and be integrated as if they did not have autism. So that's been the goal, and we've been pretty successful doing that. We also have another side of the clinic recently, myself and my partner, that we opened up that is a mental health side.
Okay.
So we also offer mental health services for people. And my partner called me a couple of weeks ago and was like, I want to open up a hospital next. So that's the next thing in the state.
That's nice.
But here in Nairobi, I want to kind of reinvent what I did there in Houston, which is make a clinic that is inclusive to children with autism, and with the goal that we can get those children integrated into the school systems here, as well as doing consultations here in the schools. And we've been doing conferences. So the conferences are meant to basically just raise awareness, right? I paid for everything on my own dime. I didn't ask for anybody to pay. Like when they came in, they just came in for free.
Okay.
So I kind of put up my capital and my time in order to try to build this thing that I'm trying to build here in Nairobi. So the reason I came here is, like I was telling somebody the other day, if I walk down the street, everybody looks like somebody that could be my uncle or my aunt or my cousin, right? I think when you feel connected to a place, such as how I feel connected to Nairobi, and you have a passion for something, it's only right that you bring that passion to where you feel connected and where you see a need. So I definitely see that need here, and that's what my goal is ultimately, is to try to fill that need, try to do the best I can as far as that.
So reality, how I don't know more about healthcare and stuff like that. Is what you talked about autism, is it connected to maybe something like I said, hyperactivity disorder?
Yes.
How is it to begin with?
So ADHD is now classified a part of the spectrum of autism.
Okay.
So technically, if a child is diagnosed with ADHD in America, according to the CDC, the Center of Disease and Dr. Fauci or whatever, technically when you're diagnosed with ADHD now, you are a part of the spectrum.
Oh.
So you take the Ritalins, the Adderalls, you take those drugs, but there's also programs and therapies that I offer, people like me offer, that can decrease the symptoms of ADHD as well.
How is that? How patient are you with working with people with autism? Because I see a lot of people, kids or maybe people who are already grown with autism, sometimes it's very hard to control them. Some of them have like, what do you call it, mass, like their heads are all over the place.
Yeah.
How patient are you, when you are dealing with people who have autism?
So I talked about, I made a video, and I'm actually going to make a longer video about this.
Oh, I've not seen that.
It's in the queue.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll probably come out in a couple weeks. I have like 7 videos in the queue. But anyways, you think about something that it comes naturally to a person. I think when a person thinks about, this person is patient, they think this person is born with said patience. That's not the case.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to patience, just a brief backstory. I was in the military, and then when I got out of the military, I went into the medical field. And I worked with disadvantaged people.
Okay.
People that didn't have insurance, people that were very poor. And the place that I lived, because my grandfather was the doctor for the clinic. So I worked there. That taught me a certain amount of patience. I went from working there to what we call the Boys and Girls Club, where I coached football. That taught me a certain amount of patience. Then moved on and started working in the ABA field, where I am now. And for patience, it's something that you can acquire over time. And it's also something, just like a muscle, you have to continue to exercise it.
Consistently, yes.
Yeah, you have to challenge yourself as far as your patience. You have to do things that you know for sure is going to challenge your patience.
Of course.
And tolerate that and continuously do that over time so that way you can build your patience up. Because I was not the most patient person when I first got out of the military, right?
Yeah, you have taken me from the military to football coaching to healthcare. I think that includes to the service industry. That is like a whole service industry. Yeah, I think that's where you have managed to got your patients over and over and over time.
Yeah. So what motivated me was I came here first in 2022.
Okay.
I was born in an island called
Barbados, the Caribbeans, yeah.
Yes. So I was born in an island called Barbados. And this island is a third world island, so to speak. I don't even know what that means really anymore. So I grew up in a different culture in America than an American would. I always thought about myself going to another country. I always had that yearning, that desire to try to find my next country that I was going to live in other than America. So when I came here first in 2020, I didn't like it. It's because I was so used to like the infrastructure, and then like I just kept getting scammed. I was ignorant to the scamming stuff. I didn't really know, how to operate in Nairobi the proper way. And then a couple of months went by, I stayed, and I started to love it. I'm like, this feels like home to me. Like even with the scamming, the
infrastructure,
the government, even with all of those things, I just see so much potential in this not only this country but the city of Nairobi in being the epicenter of what we can start in Africa as far as mental health. I see my conferences going to Uganda and then Tanzania and then spreading around the continent of Africa. That's where I want to focus, but I see it starting in Nairobi.
So from not liking it to scams to infrastructure, at what moment did it switch and you be like, wait, hold on a minute, I think I was not seeing it, I was not seeing the bigger picture. When did it switch? Like, you'll be like, you know what, I think I've been looking at it in the wrong way, so let me divert my way of thinking and seeing things.
It's still a struggle with that sometimes, to be honest with you. Like, it's still a struggle with trying to meet, like I met with some university chancellors. I'm trying to start a program of ABA and teach in it and create that from the ground up. So I'm doing that. I'm talking to the chancellors, and sometimes I get discouraged because it's like it's pulling teeth. It's pulling teeth trying to get things done sometimes, but I have a good team that's like, hey, don't get discouraged. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be okay. But I think the moment where it switched, where I was like, man, I really just love this country, is when the culture shock started to wear down a little bit, and I started to look at the country for what it is, rather than trying to compare it to America. Starting to look at it like, okay, this is the way of the world here. This is how everything operates here. So let me just understand that and integrate myself within it, rather than trying to make it American, basically.
Because I think that is one of the things that has been a challenge to African Americans who are settling here. They're coming with the mindset of, I'm going to this country with the American mindset. And then you forget that whatever happens in America is not what happens here in Africa. So when you land here and you accept that, I think you're going to have an easier time to adjust. So on that, how have you managed now to adjust from not liking it to seeing the bigger picture and adjusting it and living it?
So switching my mindset is one thing. Reframing how I thought about it, rather than thinking about comparing it to the U.S. or South Africa, just looking at it from, this is a beautiful country that has many beautiful things, that has transgressions like anyone else or anywhere else, right? But also, I was lucky enough to have a friend group where I could, call my friend Austin or call my friend Bobby, and they pick up and they'd be like, hey, this is what you do, these are the things that you need to do. So those guys have helped me out a lot, and then other friends that I made here, other Kenyans, and then just people in general.
So you have already formed a community or a group that make it easier for you to navigate. Tell us more about that.
So I said on one of my videos that I have more friends in Nairobi than I did in 30 years in America.
Whoa.
That's the truth. That's the truth, man. For real. It's easy for me to make friends here because people really appreciate me for what I could bring to the table, as well as like, you know, it's easy to talk to people here. In America, everybody's kind of like focused on their own thing. They're just like, you know, they're just running around doing their own thing. But here it's more of people actually want to know who you are and talk to you.
It's a community thing.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to Austin and he told me like when he was in the States, he couldn't manage to learn more about himself because of mind my own business. But when he came here, he got to understand how life is, who he is, through the community that he has created over here in Africa. Because he told me, I can just maybe call my next neighbor and appears and we get to hang up. So I'm just loving the fact that here, especially here in Kenya, like it's more of community. It's a community thing, not just you are all alone, you're all alone, you're all alone. So when you're back in the States, was Africa a continent that you ever thought you travel to or settle?
Yeah, so Nairobi ruined my life in America.
Please reframe that. Come up again. Pardon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Pardon.
The Nyama. Nairobi ruined my life in America. Let me explain though.
Okay, this is getting interesting.
I was never able to enjoy America when I went back after I left Nairobi. Because I was always thinking in the back of my brain, I need to go back to Nairobi. So I don't think I could ever not come here. So that's why I say Nairobi has ruined America for me. The American dream. Nairobi's ruined that. It's now the Nairobi dream.
The Nairobi dream. Wait. You know, sometimes when people say like Nairobi ruined my American dream or something of this, I try to wonder. For me as a Kenyan, I want to go to America maybe for other things and get to see how life is there. But you as a person who have already lived that, maybe you have been there, you have seen how things work, you tell me, you know what, Nairobi is a dream to many Americans, and I wonder, you're going to explain to me so that I can get to understand that theory. An enemy of yourself or an enemy of the
country that you live in. Imagine waking up every day and feeling as if your small population is the enemy of the entire country. And that when you walk down the street, people automatically assume that you're less intelligent than a person who looks differently than you.
Okay.
Or that you're not qualified. I would go into houses sometimes, and I've had many Caucasian people who work for me, still do. And I would go in there with a Caucasian person that worked for me, and we would go in, we would set up, and they would say, so you're going to be the technician and that's the professional, right? Basically, like assuming that I was the person who worked for the white person. So that's a common occurrence, things like that. So it's like here you're on an even playing field, if not even a little bit ahead, because of who you are, where you come from, the way that your English is very proper, your education. So here, I'm a step ahead of people. Well, not people, but a step of, I come here and I'm able to implement things and people will listen. There, I'm about 5 or 10 steps back. It's a constant, everyday thing of me trying to prove that I'm a professional, I'm a practitioner. Even if, white people don't care that I have a PhD, they just think that I'm just a black man with a PhD.
Right here, you feel more accepted more than back home.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because now you can be able to, people can listen, people can treat you accordingly, and they look at, okay, this is what he can change.
Exactly.
Especially when you are learned, also you're not learned, they will treat you like an inferior being.
Yeah, they'll treat you like an inferior for sure, and it's not just them; it's everyone. The so-called black culture in America is completely corrupt now.
Okay.
What black culture is in America now is Cardi B, nostalgia. So the black culture in America now, it's more accepted to be a person who is a gangbanger and somebody who shoots people and sags his pants than to be a professional like myself who wants to help people. So I'm ostracized in even my own community in America.
So that means, so what is seen cool in America is the fact that either you're a gangbanger or you are an NFL player or you are in the basketball or you rap or you things like that, other than being a professional.
Yeah. So if you're one of the things that you just named, you are in the in crowd. You're cool. If you're doing something like I'm doing, you're out of the circle. No one cares about what I do in my community, right? People care, obviously, but it's a very small amount of people who actually care. Well, it's not cool. It's not, people don't people don't pedestalize it.
On the flip side, how is it on the white community like? Do they treat like NBA player and NFL player the same as? Are they put on a pedestal like they are cooler than people who are in the professional careers like lawyers, real estate agents, or big people? Oh,
White people have it right. They pedestalize the people who have the most education and the most qualifications, unless you're talking about Donald Trump. But other than that, they pedestalize and like. When you're a black man who is successful like myself and you make some money, you don't live in a black community anymore. You move to a white community because white people have it right, black people don't. And
is the white community going to accept you?
No,
You're just going to live there with the struggle.
yeah, and they're gonna like look at me sideways and you know like not really accept me. But the black people are gonna do the same thing.
Okay, that's a whole conversation, man. Wow.
Yeah.
So, guys, we have. You can tell them what you ordered.
The nyama pizza. This is goat meat, lamb. You gotta try it. Chicken.
Chicken.
Good.
All right, man. What was your first impression the first time when you came to Kenya? That is 2022. What was your first impression like on the first minutes when you landed?
I was like, what am I doing here? The infrastructure is terrible. The people are kind of mean.
Okay.
The immigration guy was like, he was just mean to me. I don't know what was up with him, but that didn't last long. But that was my first impression.
That was your first impression. But the infrastructure was off. The people were kind of off a little bit.
Yeah.
So that means this. Did you have when you decided, okay, I'm booking that flight to Nairobi? What was your perspective or what image did you have in mind? But it turned out not what you saw.
I've been to Johannesburg, so I thought it was going to be like that as far as infrastructure and stuff. It's not at all.
But
yeah, it's beautiful here now. I mean, you know, that was back in 2022. There's been so much development.
was it easy for you to adjust to the culture and daily lifestyle here? As far as now you have already cooled down and seen things how they are done.
Yeah, it's very easy. I have my places that I love to go, like this place. I have my people that I meet up with on a, if not daily basis, every other day. So I have a good schedule of things that I have to do. I go on my walks and do my vlogs. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely.
Are there some neighborhoods that you feel more comfortable walking around when you're in Nairobi from other neighborhoods?
I'll only live in Westlands.
Oh, you live only on Westlands here?
Yeah, that's the only place I'm willing to live so far.
You try like moving out of Westlands and getting to see other places outside of Westlands?
Yeah, I have clients all around, like Gong Road. I have a client there. So I've experienced a lot of different neighborhoods. It's just Westland is so convenient for me because, like I was telling you, I love to walk.
Yeah.
Like I walk to the gym, I'll walk to Surrey Center, I'll walk everywhere, just because I enjoy
to walk around.
Yeah, to walk around and get that cardio in. So this is the most ideal location for me. I've been to like Kilimani, Kilauea. Those are too crowded for me. And they have too many. Nigerians don't like Americans. So. No, I don't know. I don't think Nigerians like anybody. But anyway.
Wait, by the way, I never thought about something like that because I have never seen them fighting around or I've never seen them throwing shades on each other on social media. I haven't heard about that. That you are the one who has brought it to me. Would you help me understand more about that if you have the insight?
So Nigerians think that we stole their style and we think Nigerians stole our style.
Oh, wait. What style are you talking about?
Think about Burna Boy, how he dresses. There's a lot of African Americans that are like, oh, Burna Boy is trying to dress like, name any American artist that you can think of. And it's just that back and forth between us. Also, most of the time when I meet Nigerians, they're not that friendly, to be honest. I mean, that's just my experience. I'm not saying the entire country. I'm just saying from my experience, when I meet them, they're not that friendly, even in Houston.
Boy, okay. I'm not going to go deep into that.
Yeah.
Maybe I might start a fight.
I don't want to get beat up by a Nigerian.
Yeah, I might even start a fight that I am not going to even be able to contain. So, how would you compare the cost of living here in Nairobi to back in Houston, Texas?
For me, clean up on my own and stuff, so really my expenses are very low compared to in the States. I have a house that I have a couple of properties in the United States. One of them I do rental, it's rented out. My taxes on that per year are like 1 million shillings equivalent.
For taxes, okay. Oh, man.
So as far as cost of living, if you're talking about real estate, it's much cheaper here. I recently purchased a condo here in Westland. That's not done. It's going to be done June of next year. But it was around 55,000 USD. That same condo in Houston would be probably 250,000 or 300,000, probably 350,000 USD. So maybe 6 times the amount.
or back home.
Yeah.
So is that condo built up to the standard, or is a little bit?
So it's a little bit, the Chinese build decent stuff. They kind of throw things together, so it doesn't have like character. You know what I mean? But they're relatively well built. Yeah. I would prefer like the apartment I live in, and when I'm in Nairobi, I live in is a Kenyan apartment. I prefer a traditional Kenyan apartment.
Oh yeah, those traditional Kenyan apartments, they are very huge. They're very huge. I also love those ones.
Yeah.
A little bit because of how small they squeeze the space of the apartment.
Yeah.
So anyway, what is your experience with housing, food, and transport here? By the way.
Food and transport?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the food. I think the cuisine is great. Like you can find any food that you want here. I had some people at my house the other day, and this girl was like, "Can I cook a Kenyan dish for you?" I'm like, "Yeah, Kenyans can't cook, so you can't cook for me." I was joking. She got so mad. So I love the dishes. I don't like the way Kikuyus turn everything into a soup. I don't like that. Just stop turning stuff into soups.
Yeah, my Kikuyu people, Yeah, we always fight on that every now and then.
But other than that, I love the nomachoma, the goat meat, everything. I love it, yeah. Especially if you go to the village and get like fresh fruit from the village. There's some ladies that sit on the side of the road, like during my walk.
Yeah.
And they get their fruit from the village. And the orange it doesn't look like an orange. It looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
But it's from the village, and it's the best orange you'll ever taste in your life.
Wow. Someone mentioned to me that the food here is kind of medicinal, or it's so fresh, the fact that it doesn't have those additive, preservative like back home. And the person mentioned to me like whenever he went back to the state and eat the American food, his skin always break out and he has a lot of stomach issues.
Yeah.
How has it been for you?
So even in the States, I cook pretty clean.
Okay.
So I shop cleanly. In the States, I shop cleanly. I go to the grocery store. I get like clean foods and I cook for myself. So it's not. I understand what he's saying though.
Yeah.
If you don't do that in the States, you can turn into a Teletubby pretty quickly. Do you know what a Teletubby is? It's an American cartoon. It's like big circular things.
Yeah. I wanted to say something like that, but I only wanted you to speak more about it. Yeah, because I see a lot of people in a derogatory way. Some of them are bees because of eating a lot of junk and stuff like that. So hey man, so our food here is something that you will always want to eat over and over. You said you always cook for yourself. So then have you tried our ugali, nyama choma?
I don't like it.
Oh, okay.
Don't like ugali. I like chapati better.
Oh, the wheat thing, yeah. For me, I think maybe I grew up eating ugali, so every night I feel it's much easier for me to cook, and you can eat it with
it's really
fish, chicken, and things like that. I don't like the texture of it. Maybe now you should try maybe the Ugandan way, or maybe like Zambia or something. It's a little bit, but Uganda is a little bit soft, and also I think Zambia it's softer now than ours. Ugandans now that theirs is more softer than ours. Yeah. How has Kenyans welcomed you as an African American?
Kenyans try to scam me every day. I mean, we're gonna talk about it. We might as well talk.
Wait, don't do me.
What do y'all say? Wait. Yeah. So I love how Americans get on camera and they're like, "Oh, Kenyans are so welcoming to us. They love us so much." I mean, that's kind of true. But also, each time I go anywhere, Kenyan is going to try to get over on me because of the way I look. They target me as far as if anybody goes to Sari Center, I'm sure people are begging, but they specifically target me sometimes. They will follow me from the front of Sari all the way to the back begging me. But anyways, and they try to get over on me as far as different prices for an attorney. I got scammed about 10,000 shillings from an attorney recently, like last year. So I've been, it is what it is. But overall, the Kenyan people are probably 100 times better than the American people as far as their personalities when you get to know them. If you meet a genuine Kenyan person, the best person in the world. Not to say that there's not a lot of Kenyan people who are not genuine people and who are trying to scam you.
Wait, when did Kenyans become scares? I know the begging thing because also I have been followed by people trying kids. Actually, when I was walking from the supermarket coming here, someone followed me for almost maybe 20 steps trying to get something out of my pocket.
Yeah.
I know that happens. What's coming? I'm not sure about that unless maybe I have not experienced it.
So when I say scamming, I mean like the lawyer who was not an attorney and got money out of me, that's scamming. If I go to CBD, automatically they're going to price me more than they would price someone who speaks Swahili fluently. That's scamming to me, because what you're doing is you're not being genuine, and you don't. This isn't an integral practice that you're practicing.
Yeah.
It's not ethical, in my opinion.
Do you feel a sense of belonging deep within you here in Nairobi?
Yeah, I just feel like this is where I'm supposed to be for some reason. That's why I keep coming back.
They keep coming back. I think you talked about the opportunities and the growth here in Nairobi when you are talking about company and the hospital and everything like that. Have you spotted other like opportunities that you would want to pursue the health sector?
Yeah, so I'm going to purchase a car. This car is going to be driven by another driver. He's going to drive Uber and Bolt.
Okay.
And so he's going to just repay me within 2 years. And that's one business that I'm planning to make.
You're looking into help.
Yeah, 20% return on investment from that. Yeah, the real estate thing that we talked about briefly.
Yeah.
And as well as I went to a gym recently with a friend of mine. And she works at a gym called 45 Fitness or something like that. But essentially what it is like a high intensity workout for like 30 or 45 minutes. And the overhead seems pretty low on it, like around maybe 5 million shillings or something to open up your own franchise.
Franchise, okay.
So that's a pretty low overhead, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna bring that, and I have some other business ideas in the works with Austin and Bobby, that group of friends. So I have a few different things in the works, as well as I think that gym idea may be a good idea, like to bring that to Westlands, because there's only one in Kilimani, but I feel like it would do good in Westlands.
In Westlands.
Like right around YEQA where we are right now.
Yeah, because right here you have so many people who, let's say expats who are living in this area, and they really want to feel that homely vibe. You know, whenever they move out or they go to a gym or something else. Yeah, that's also something that you can decide to check on. How has Nairobi helped you to grow personally and professionally?
So personally, it's taught me to understand that where I come from, I have a privilege.
Okay.
I have a privilege, and that is just being an American in general, and that I should appreciate that privilege and utilize it right way, which is doing what I'm trying to do. Professionally, kind of along the same lines, but also it's taught me that when I studied, I did over 2,000 internship hours while getting my master's, more while doing my PhD. I've done many hours of studying not only psychology but behavior.
But behaviors, yes.
Yes, and coming here has taught me that you can't generalize behavior to everyone in the world. You have to understand like the cultural nuances that the culture might have that you're not used to, such as like a Kenyan mom is not going to be that welcoming to me at first, probably.
Okay.
Because she's going to be skeptical.
Yeah.
She's going to think, not everyone, but a lot of the moms that I met are going to think, how can you actually help me? And things of that nature. So you have to come in it from a lens of, okay, I'm a father myself, and I'm going to help you because I not only care about what I'm doing, but I've spent many
of studying.
Yes.
Have you had moments whereby you felt like this was not the right move for me to move here in Kenya? Have you had that moment?
Absolutely, all the time.
Oh, okay. Tell us more about that. Because I know, those moments happen because maybe you miss home, you miss maybe family or things like that.
So I miss my kids too. But not only do I miss my kids, it's like what I was talking about earlier as far as trying to get things done sometimes.
Yes.
Just gets frustrating. I'm lucky enough to have a great team of people around me that keep me motivated, and my personal assistant helps me with a lot of things. So I'm lucky to have those people in my life. But I definitely get those thoughts of like, why am I trying to do this in this country when I could just go back to my own country? And those thoughts are because I'm just so passionate about what I do.
Yes.
And then sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. So.
Nice. Have you had are there some specific cultural maybe practices or Kenyan culture that has taken you by surprise? or has shocked you to a
Yeah,
point
kids
where
getting
you're
whooped in the schools, yeah.
Oh,
That's surprising. I went to a school for a school visit before my first conference, and I saw a kid getting whooped, like, in the middle of the school. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So that type of stuff. I went to a school close to the village, up near, like, Mount Kenya, that area, and the school was basically all outside. The desks were basically outside
There were
in
no
the dirt.
There were no roof or something on
No,
the side.
there's no roof, and it was just like desk in the dirt. So it definitely was kind of shocking to me, but it just solidified the fact that, you know, the Kenyan people are not only resilient, but so intelligent.
Yeah, for me, someone who grew up in that system is not a surprise to me. They always say, spare the rod, spoil the kid.
Yeah.
When I was in school, we used to move by MBR. We call it moving by running. Whenever you walk, either the teacher on duty or the prefect or the captain call you, kneel down, get your few strokes of cane, and then you go back to class. But I personally would say it's a good thing because it has shaped me to be a better person.
Yeah.
Someone who takes things seriously. I think if I was not taken through that system, I think maybe I could not be the same person I am today.
Okay.
Sometimes I do appreciate, but I don't appreciate the fact that sometimes the parents go extreme.
Yeah.
Some teachers also go to an extreme level whereby the kids end up maybe being hospitalized or maybe losing something of the sort.
Yeah.
So I grew up in that system. So I would say it's 50-50.
Yeah.
But I would not support to a point whereby, you know, you're going to an extreme end.
Yeah.
So have you been or have you exposed yourself to learning Swahili? Or have you started learning
little bit.
Swahili? That's the first thing. What some of the words that you got surprised to when you start learning Swahili?
So like saying that to someone and seeing their reaction is pretty cool. I like the language. It's just kind of difficult for me to learn, being that I was raised where we only spoke English.
So how many languages do you speak? So
I speak Spanish and English. Yeah.
Advice for people who are considering to moving to Kenya, especially other African Americans or maybe Europeans or African diaspora who really want to come back to.
Get your shit together. Yeah, meaning have a job lined up that you could travel with. Have some money. Have a routine that is structured. Go to the gym before you get here. Exercise. Walk. Don't expect everything to be super cheap. It's not. Be self-reliant. Don't rely on go out and eat every day. Learn how to cook for yourself and do. And don't come here with the mindset that everything is going to be the way that you're used to. Accept it for what it is.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. For someone who is also looking to come here and settle here or start life here, would you advise them to sell all their properties or assets and come and start life here, or should they leave something back home as a security just in case things don't work out around?
I wouldn't sell anything. If you have property, keep it and rent it out like I did. Because for one, it's a decent income stream.
Yeah.
Real estate is the only thing that is almost certain to go up every year. And over the past 20 years, it's only went down once. So keep your real estate and try to, invest here when you get here. But I would not sell everything for sure. I have one little car that I keep in the States, and I also have a couple houses there in that clinic.
So someone should, have something. Maybe life may not welcome you the way maybe you planned.
Yeah.
Sometimes things end up, changing.
You have to be disciplined to come all the way here and actually survive. You have to have a disciplined mentality as far as, you can go out, you can have fun. You have to understand, you have to have an income stream. You still have to have that discipline. So a lot of people think they're disciplined and they're really not.
Okay, you say that someone need to have like a job you can travel with. Does that mean you need to have a skill that you can make money from whenever you travel back here?
Yeah, don't try to come here and get a job. You need a job somewhere in the rest of the world, wherever you're coming from. Keep that job, make it remote, and then come here.
What's some of the skills that someone needs to pursue so that it can bring in a sustainable income for them to live here?
Be good with like Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint. Get your typing together. Articulate yourself well, because nobody wants to hear someone talking, like when you're having a conversation with them, especially over the phone. When you're working remotely, you're easy to fire because nobody sees you, nobody knows you, so they don't have a connection to you. So really build up your skills before you get here, and then if you want, build a business. Probably 90% of businesses fail, so keep that in mind as well. Always have backup plans.
Have backups on your backups. Oh, that's a good statement. What are some of the things that you wish you knew before you came here?
I guess I wish I knew how difficult it would be to try to implement the things I'm trying to implement. But it's par for the course for me. And for me, it's just something. It's just a part of my journey, and I'll get through it. But I wish I knew the bureaucracy was so slow, and at every turn, people want to be. People want their pockets squeezed. That doesn't happen where I'm from. So I wish I knew those type of things. Wow.
So have you come across this geopolitic thing whereby, the South African Julius Malema wants to have like a borderless Africa? What is your take on that?
I don't think it'll work.
Explain to me, I want to know.
I don't think it will work. I just think that the corruption is too widespread and ingrained in the culture. I think first you need to solve for the corruption in the governments.
Yes.
And I say governments plural because most of the ones that I've been to, at least, are pretty corrupt. And it's a great idea, I think. I think first make the international or the language Swahili for the entire of Africa. I think that's what they're doing right now, right?
Of course, yes.
So that's the first step. Then the next step may be, hey, let's separate these southern countries. I mean, let's connect
one country.
Maybe we could start there and then move maybe to east and maybe the west. But it needs to be a systematic. It doesn't need to just be something that happens right away.
Yeah, things have to be put in order before they implement that thing.
Yeah.
Because I think there is no way you can tell a president of maybe like, let's say maybe like Kenya to step down to be a governor so that he can be ruled by, he can take orders from someone from maybe like West Africa or something like that.
Yeah, and if you think about people, he's not going for that. Even the Kenyan president, he's not going for
he's
that
not
either.
going for that.
No.
He wants to be the supreme leader of that country and control everything.
I think it's a good idea in theory, though. I just think that it needs to be a systematic thing whereby the corruption is kind of vindicated and the culture is recreated into a culture that does not allow corruption and does not accept corruption, because that's the main problem with most of these countries.
Of course, that is one thing that we as African, also as me as a Kenyan, I'm not saying this to sugarcoat things. It's something that we need to work on, and I as a Kenyan, I would want it to be, to be done with it tomorrow. But what about the people with the power to do that?
Yeah.
Because, it pisses me off when you go to seek government services and they tell you, you know what, you have to give us a back kick so that you can get the service. Yeah, so that one also pisses me off at some point. And also the justice system at some point pisses me off. I'm not going to go deep into that.
We could talk about that on another interview. I like talking.
Have you had a moment whereby you have brushed shoulders with the Kenyan police or maybe our justice system?
Yeah, so last week a cop threatened to arrest me for recording myself.
Oh, tell us more about that. As a content creator, I know that is one thing that you always come across every now and then. You know how to adjust about it. Tell me about your experience.
So I kind of look like a Mzungu, see?
Yeah.
A little bit. I was walking around in the parking lot and a cop stops me, and I think in their minds, not very intelligent or like maybe new to this country or doesn't know what's going on. So I'm recording myself, I'm walking. He expects me to just like bow down to him, but I'm arguing with him. I'm like, nobody's in the parking lot. Why are you stopping me? This girl's over here doing a TikTok. You're not stopping her. What is the difference? I'm just holding the camera right here. So I think he was frustrated that I was arguing with him.
Yeah.
And then he was saying things like, if you don't leave, I'm going to arrest you, and things like that. And he asked for my passport and stuff. I think he was mad that I was arguing with him and I didn't just give up.
So I think this is a secret that maybe I might give to my community and someone. Whenever, here in Kenya, whenever a cop approaches you, a little bit to the authority, then try to show him or her that, I know what I'm doing and I know where I'm supposed to film and where I'm not supposed to film.
Yeah.
And then when, sometimes you bombard the person with facts with you, they will end up either leaving or asking you to give them something small so that they can leave. But when you confront them with the fact, sometimes they end up leaving.
Yeah.
But whenever they get like so frustrated with you, they now start threatening you. So that you'll be like, okay, now don't arrest me or something of the sort. Yes, I have seen a lot of Africans and African American fighting in the US. Especially, I think it was August 1st, whereby African Americans said they're going to boycott the African businesses. What is your take on that? Or how do you get to explain to someone like me about that?
So in America, the Africans that are in America don't like the Black Americans.
That's a shocker. Okay.
Like I have a client who's a Guyanese, and she lives in Houston. And when I first met her, she was rude to me.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I get the Nigerian thing, where I get that from America. The Nigerians in America are just kind of rude to Black Americans, and they don't hang out with us. They don't think that they're a part of the culture that we have there. I don't know why, but it's also Black Americans do the same thing. I actually kind of know why, because like I was saying earlier, kind of the Black American culture is the primary thing about it is degeneracy. It's a degenerate culture, primarily.
All Black capitalism, if you put it in maybe some language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's full of. I think primarily, so the arrogant ones may think I'm smarter than you all.
Okay.
And I'm better than you guys. Maybe they may think that, but the ones that I'm around and the guys I hang out with, like Austin, Bobby, Kid Greatness, we look at Africans as the same as us.
Okay.
That's why I have this tattoo. It's an African tattoo. Austin has one too, and Bobby doesn't have any tattoos, but we're trying to get him to get one. So,
Okay.
yeah, so we identify as we identify as basically family with you all.
Family. Oh, nice. So I have seen some African Americans who have come here, and some of them are trying to be very, very, very derogatory and very rude to Africans, especially our women.
Yeah.
And what is your take on that? And how are you as a community of African Americans who are here going to make sure this doesn't happen from another African American who is here?
Yeah. So as far as the degenerate or the chimpanzee, let's call them that's what I'll call them, a chimpanzee. Like I was saying earlier, the degeneracy in the Black American culture is so widespread. It's inevitable that some of that will come here at some point.
Yes.
So we met as a group, as a unit. I have friends that are Black Americans that have practices back in the States as far as attorneys and that nature. So we all met the day after that happened, and we decided that we were going to get with our embassy and get his ass kicked out.
Yeah.
But it didn't really work out that way, but it sent a warning to him that we're not going to accept this type of stuff from you, and if you do it again, then we're going to come see about you, basically. Like, we're going to come find you. So we plan to, and I think that's why, like, Austin, Bobby, Kid Greatness, and that group of people that I hang out with, we're trying to create this business where, kind of like Nairobi Street Kitchen, where we have multiple different businesses, where multiple guys that are Black Americans will have practices there, and we can have a unit, a organized unit of people where you have to be, if you are Black American and you come here, you have to like contact one of us, and we have to make sure that not only that you're okay, but also that you're not doing dumb shit, making us all look bad.
Yeah. Something like, let me put it in like this, a Black Chinatown.
Yeah.
I think that is the right one.
Yeah. They got a nice thing going over there, but not on that scale yet. But yeah, something exactly like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
we have a guy that owns a restaurant that's a Black American here. We have a guy that owns a boxing gym that's a Black American. We have Black Americans here that own different businesses. We just want to put them all together.
I have seen she does like the traverse culture.
Yeah,
I have
kid.
seen this other lady. She has a fashion cloth line here.
Yeah, I
in
know her
Westlands.
too. Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but I have seen her. And you see,
her channel's called Black Sit to Africa. She's a friend of mine as well.
Okay. So you see, a lot of people are coming here with a good heart.
Yeah.
But only one person can flip that, and it turns ugly to every one of you.
Yeah.
So what is your advice to an African American kid? He or she hasn't known anything about Africa, and how would you make that kid reconnect back to Africa? In either way, he or she wants to visit, or he or she doesn't want to visit.
I think that every Black child should visit Africa, especially from America, because you're lied to your entire life. About there's a lot of confused Black people in America, and they're caught up in this trance of, I want to impress white people and I want to just do what white people do and make them happy with me, basically. I want to get this degree and walk around and act like, they love me. A lot of people that are confused as far as the degenerate culture that I talked about earlier. I think that if people came back to Africa, it would open their minds to a lot of different things, and they would be able to see their greatness.
I've seen I only see some comments, some DMs. we shoot a video like this, we are seated, there is people moving around, there is all these aesthetics, and someone, do I say that person is arrogant or uncouth or something of that sort? How do you write to me on my DM? Did you use AI to shoot that video?
They're just trolling.
No, some of them.
They're just trolling. Have anything else to do?
I look at them, I'm like, someone asked me, there was a time someone asked me, we were doing a live stream and someone asked me, do you guys swing from trees to trees for moving, to locomote?
They're trolling.
You know, I have come to terms to such comments. When I see such comments, I always pin them. Yeah, so what is your last words to the world and to everyone?
Yeah, so I think, for one, thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate everyone that says Karibu Kenya to me in my comment section, and like people who reach out to me and welcome me with open arms. Like I was saying, I feel a part of this entire culture, and I feel like you all are my family. And hopefully I'll be able to continue to do the work that I'm trying to do and build some sort of change in the mental health aspect of things, as well as other ways. Like if anybody reaches out to me on the social media thing, hopefully I can help with that as well. So that's my overall goal.
You have cleared your name on that.
I'm not a passport bro. That's not my objective. My objective is to be somewhere where I feel welcome and somewhere where I can help.
To bring in something that can change the community and to give back to the community from what you have spent hours and hours studying and implementing. The last question, do you see yourself settling here permanently, or you're here for a long time?
Yeah, so that's the goal. Over the next couple of years, it'll be permanently. I have to get some things together as far as like my daughter's school and then the clinic and everything, and see how I could implement that here. But after I open up my clinic here, I'm gonna have to be full-time.
Thank you so much for honoring my request to do this sit down.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's an honor. A lot of people sometimes tend to turn down, but it's amazing to have simply sit down and to project your views and what you do to my community, and I hope they're going to give me some good feedbacks. So if you want to see maybe like a second part of this, please let me know down on the comment section. And also I'm going to leave his social media on my description box, and make sure to subscribe to
Jay the BCBA or Jay the Behavior Analyst.
Yes. I would love to sit down and get to understand more about the human behavior. Yeah, at least I love seeing things. I love learning new things, so thank you so much for watching this episode. While it's not for you, I could not sit down here and do this episode with Jay. I believe your full name is Jay Hilton?
Yeah, Jared Hilton Jackson.
Okay, J triple J. Anyway, thank you so much. I'ma see you on the next episode. Ciao. Hasta luego. Adios.